Yeah. I'm gonna start wearing sunglasses. So.
I know. The lights are kind of bright. The shitty part is, though, that's about as turned down as you can get, or else they quit affecting it.
Is that Rockwell? No, that's...
This is Guinness.
Rockwell is...
somebody's watching.
Somebody's watching me. What is Sunglasses at Night? Is that...
Oh, I don't know.
It's the same band that does She Blinded Me with Science, right?
I don't know.
Sunglasses.
Corey Hart. Yeah.
Or the Stripper Boys. Ooh,
or the Stripper Boys.
What's the Stripper Boys?
The Stripper.
I've known to dance on a pole or two.
Sorry. Okay, I'll get on that.
Your Asian eyes.
You're Asian.
Leave my
wow.
eyes out of
Well, no. It's Eurasian. As in Europe Asian.
Euro?
Yeah, Euro-Asian.
Yeah, but it's not Euro-Asian, it's Eurasian.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was saying that as in Europe and Asia.
I don't think we know what that word means.
Eurasia is it's the landmass of Europe and Asia together. Instead of calling them separate continents, sometimes when they're talking about the whole region, especially back in ancient history, they just use Eurasia because some of those empires spanned across what is nowadays both Europe and Asia.
Like
So what the fuck
Like
does
Russia.
eyes look like?
I don't know. Pretty fucked up eyes.
Probably Americans' eyes because we're all
They're-
a mix of all that shit anyway.
they're a little
Every time
smaller
you
and
smile, your eyes
crossed.
disappear. It's probably me.
There you go.
They're a little
All right.
smaller. And
Shall we
crossed.
start?
They're a little smaller and crossed.
Oh, we've
And their
been
teeth are
started
bad.
for about 2
I
minutes
know.
now.
Okay.
I
Oh.
notice these things.
Here we are with a new episode of Pints and Pages. I'm Nick.
I'm Brad.
I'm Levi.
I'm Alix.
And we are going to discuss the first 2 episodes of Agatha All Along. That is the name of the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They did show the fake one for which she was a cop as Agnes.
yeah.
Agnes O'Connor.
First, we do have a special guest. Alex is in the house.
Hello.
And because she enjoyed the first 2 episodes of
Oh, yeah.
Agatha.
She likes the witchy things.
And so she's going to sit in and talk when we discuss Agatha. So if you haven't seen it, the first 2 episodes came out Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wednesday.
I want to say Wednesday at 9.
Every Wednesday at 9 p.m.
Okay. And
Spoilers, King's back.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Yeah. If you haven't watched it, don't listen. If you don't care about spoilers, go ahead and listen. Because we're going to talk about it, both episodes and everything that we liked. I don't know if there was anything that we disliked.
We'll touch on other movies and
yeah,
shit
we're
involved
definitely
in
going to talk about the MCU and what led up to it and everything. And then shout out New Rock Stars. We'll probably discuss your coverage of it because I watched it twice.
I think they were blatantly
Or all 4 of us watched it, didn't it?
I think they were blatantly avoiding an elephant in the room throughout their entire video, and it was driving me insane.
What do you think
we'll
elephant...
talk about it.
We can go right into it.
I was
going to say,
So, if you're watching their video, well, do we want to start off with what we liked and shit?
We can
Do we want to start with like the
let's
first?
roll
okay.
into it, and then
All
we'll
right.
get to that Easter eggy shit. Because I don't want to start off with that, or we'll just fucking go way out.
That's true.
Out of direction.
I will say, I can't remember who I mentioned it to, because God, I have a horrible memory. But I did have, it's not even really a complaint, but one small thing I really wish we would have got was more of her as Agnes. I wanted to see a little more of her in the Hex as the cop.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't.
I didn't want the whole show to be that.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't like that many episodes parallel to WandaVision.
Right.
Because they could have totally done it and it would have been fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But it would have got us less story than what we
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
the witches wrote already.
I'm glad that
I
they
think
went
that
the
we're
direction that they did,
Yeah.
but I could have totally done, like I told him earlier, every WandaVision episode was a different sitcom
Yeah.
like era, where I would have loved to have seen her in a cop drama, like a paramedic,
Desperate Housewives.
like ER, Desperate Housewives, like
Yes.
Sopranos. Like they could have done that for every episode. Honestly, I would have been fine.
Yeah.
But I'm
But
glad
I like
that they
the story.
didn't. I'm glad they didn't.
I like that
do
we're getting more lore about the witches.
The fact that she's just stuck in her house.
Yeah,
That
that's
all took place in her. She's never left her house.
I don't.
Right.
Well, no. because they made mention that like all the neighbors saw her and like she had. I don't know if they directly said she'd been out and about.
I think they wrote her up as kind of a crazy person, but whenever she drove, she was in her living room, right?
Yeah.
Assumedly.
But then she got to the library and she talked to Dottie.
That's what I'm saying. So Dottie did in fact work at the library.
I think she was leaving the house.
She probably like full autopilot drove in her living room for a while and then walked into the library.
Yeah.
Because it's not far.
It was just weird because when she caught the kid and then and then interrogated him and then he's sitting in the chair.
Yeah.
So yes,
then
I don't think
he was in her house that whole entire time.
Yes.
My mind.
Yeah. Also the whole hey neighbor. Like So what did she hallucinate what he was saying? And like make that whole bit up and like had a weird ass conversation with him. Does he like hear her asking like
no because
she's a detective again?
No,
like,
because he says when she goes out completely nude.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
And goes to him. She asks him and he says, "We have been acting strange, but we've all just been kind of playing with it." Because we didn't. Because he says that he goes, "We just been kind of playing with it because you've been acting strange
these last couple of days. You've been off
because they all got to go back to their regular lives, but she was the one trapped there.
She was still.
Well, Scarlett specifically put a curse on or whatever on her.
Yeah.
So they all got to leave the sitcom Hex, except
they
for
were
her.
living. They were living her.
Yeah, so they all lived there, and they all get to watch her be a wackadoo.
Yeah,
and it's like you've been a little odd.
Yeah, that's kind of what they did.
But at the same time, they kind of make reference to it, and if you see in the background, like they have vandalized Scarlett's house. Like they know that they were under a hex, and they know they were fucked up. So I imagine they're just putting it as she's probably still having side effects from that.
Do you think that people played along with it because they would have seen her fight?
Actually, yeah, you're right.
They would have seen her fight and ultimately known that she was part of the problem. It wasn't just
I didn't think about that.
That's
so
why
they're
they
like,
watched her.
we don't know what to do other than live with this bitch because fucking Wanda was the only thing that stopped her. And now it's like, okay, no, fuck.
Right. Yeah, I didn't even think of it at that angle.
Like, yeah, I wonder if he knew once she came out butt-ass naked acting like she was, if he's like, oh god, she's free.
Probably. He was probably...
codes?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh my god, she broke out of the hex, we're fucked. I'm moving.
I'm done.
I'm moving while I can still get out of this fucking town.
Yeah, and they were all, I love the family next door that's like, get in the house, get in the house.
Oh my god.
I was gonna jump to the second episode. I just love that she walks into the shop, and she's like, I need a jade Kegel ball, basically. Like,
and asks if the ladies want to go splitsies.
Yeah.
You girls want to go splitsies?
Oh, thanks. You know where to find it.
Yeah. Sisterhood of the Traveling Kegels.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she had some great scenes in the second episode after she was out of the hex, for sure.
I will say I was absolutely loving just the bitches, the more raunchier jokes.
Well, and it's cool to see how,
and it's balanced pretty well.
There's a skittish confidence to her. She knows she's confident, but she also feels pretty fucking helpless.
Yeah, she doesn't have her powers anymore. Yeah. She doesn't have anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
This will work.
What is the...
Yeah.
Okay, I already forgot what Mrs. Hart's actual character's name is.
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Oh,
I can't remember.
It's Mrs. Hart.
No. It used... In the opening credits, it used all the character names from Wanda's Hex. She still believed all those people were still named that.
She used to be Mrs. Davis.
That's her real name.
Yeah, Sharon Davis.
Sharon Davis is her real name. Mrs. Hart is what Wanda gave her in the Hex, and she says that. That's what they called me in the Hex.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
all right.
Sharon Davis. Yeah.
I was gonna say I've been talking to Dad about it. I'm like, I don't know her name. All I call her is Kitty from that 70s.
I'm trying to be better about that so I can follow the show properly.
And
and then they had that
70s
Yeah.
See
in the
where
basement.
in the basement.
Yeah.
It's like
Do
nobody.
you guys want to?
Oh, I don't want to get high.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't do drugs.
Yeah, I don't do drugs. I heard that and I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah.
'Cause I was sitting over there playing Magic while I was watching it.
Oh, I don't do drugs.
So if any,
She's like, oh, we're singing. Like, I don't know the words.
if anybody hates,
And then
the
when it's
show,
over,
they can fuck
she
off.
continues to kind of like murmur it.
Yeah, yeah. It was.
I loved it.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the 2 episodes for sure. I love how it continues. I guess watching the recap of it, I guess I didn't realize how intertwined with, I guess, the multiverse it is. Like,
It's specifically intertwined with WandaVision because
This is a sacred timeline event.
well, they've also
Right,
stated
but
that
it's
WandaVision, Agatha All Along, and the Vision show are a trilogy of TV shows. You need
Correct.
to watch all 3 of them.
Yeah.
correct.
So they're all going to be intertwined very heavily with this, and like you said, this is a sacred timeline event.
Yeah.
Well, and it's it's directly related to
Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
because the Darkhold's destroyed,
Right,
So-
because
which gets into my theory.
so it intertwines
Yeah.
with Doctor Strange and his stuff too, because of the fact that the Darkhold
Mr. Clark's.
is, and then you can even go even further, because you've got the other timeline where Doctor Strange went, and the Darkhold was a part of that.
There's
So
2
obviously,
that we see where Doctor Strange used the dark. 3. Technically, he
3.
uses it in the sacred timeline. He uses it in the
838.
838, and
And
then he
then
also uses it in the one where
they're
create
fighting each
fucking
other.
planets.
yeah. So, but in Doctor Strange, he says that she's Scarlet Witch destroyed all of the Darkholds across all the universes.
Right. So, do you think the Scarlet Witch can recall it from memory?
So
If she's not dead? Because bitch read it and then just went nuts in Multiverse of
So
Madness.
here's my theory, and I actually have the books over there. In the most recent Blood Hunt of Doctor Strange's Academy,
Yeah.
the whole thing revolves around Agatha has resurrected the Darkhold, but turned it into a teenage boy.
Okay.
And he has powers, can't control him, doesn't really know how to use them until later on in the. It's only a 3-issue
So
series.
is that what you think?
I think this teen is. It could be Nicholas Scratch, but my personal headcanon.
Senor Scratchy. She calls him Senor Scratchy, and there's rabbits next to all of his pictures and everything, and nobody's like, it's the fucking rabbit.
Well, he's also
the rabbit's gotta be.
He's
kid.
obsessed with the rabbit. He keeps going out every
Well-
time the rabbit's in scene. He's like, "Oh, rabbit, come get him."
So
Yeah.
I
But it's a
think
floofy
I
rabbit.
think he's gonna be Wiccan, man, because Wanda's kids didn't ever actually exist, and they were gone with the hex.
Yeah,
Correct.
So this universe is Wiccan.
is this teenage boy?
Yeah, so you're getting that one because it goes by a different name, and I can't remember what the name is, but I think that was one of the things Rockstar touched on as the potential identity of this teenage kid.
It's
and I
funny.
think it's more like that.
It probably is. I was
Yeah.
telling Dad earlier this morning. Most likely, I know my theory is wrong,
Yeah.
but until it's proven wrong, I'm gonna keep saying the kid is the Darkhold reincarnated because either Agatha
It
or
could be.
Wanda
Yeah.
both have it memorized.
Well, he's like, he freaked out about his fingers,
Yeah.
even though I'm
That's
like,
the only thing.
I still think it was the ink.
It could have been, but in the
Yeah.
comic runs, he doesn't have the black fingertips.
But that
I
means
But
like
he
Doctor-
didn't really
I
get
think
arrested.
fingerprinted. It does not look like that.
I was
He
gonna say,
didn't really
but
get
also,
arrested.
if you remember
Yeah, no.
Multiverse of
Like,
Madness,
she just
at
picked
the-
him up and took him home.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah. Well, and
Multiverse
check
of
it.
Madness at the end of the
Well,
end credit
yeah.
scene where he gets the third eye, his fingers aren't black tipped. He read from the Darkhold; they should be black tipped, which means you can alter that and turn it on and off. Which
Right.
means
Well, and so he would be self-conscious because he knows of the fact of that's the first sign of using the Darkhold.
yeah,
And then they're in an area where all the Darkholds have been destroyed. That's why, she said there's more than one copy over there left. Do you think there were 6 copies of the Darkhold just chilling in Westview?
probably.
All on a shelf together? this one's from this universe. Someone brought it here. You know, like the witches have been fucking snatching Darkholds.
Probably.
So
I bet there's some kind of. Sorry to cut you off again, but I bet there's some kind of witch. Like, I could see them doing a thing where, like you said, all these witches were grabbing Darkholds from different universes to try to summon the Scarlet Witch. Maybe there was a crazy cult like witches.
She is the number one Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
And maybe it was the Salem 7 doing it because the cicada was present in WandaVision.
Correct.
And the cicada is representative of one of the 7 that were chasing down Agatha, right?
correct.
That's the other thing. The Salem 7 are Nicholas Scratch's in the comic books.
Yeah.
They're his 7.
He controls the 7. He created the 7.
Yeah.
But I think this is a different.
Yeah,
but
everything's so much different in the
Oh
comics.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm just using them as references.
Agatha was almost basically a family friend for a long time.
She was. In the more recent, they brought her back to a villain, but you're not wrong. She was more of a family-friendly witch.
Yeah, and she was actually a Fantastic Four character initially.
Yeah.
As we all saw in New Rockstars.
Yeah, they, on the Wikipedia, if you go to the kid's name, John Locke, and then it just says his character name's Teen, and you click on it, it takes you to Wiccan. It takes you to Wiccan's Wikipedia.
Well, and
which I think is just like somebody has done something, but I mean, because you can alter, anybody can alter that.
Was it Billy Kaplan?
Yeah, it was Billy Kaplan.
And they pointed out another thing they pointed out in New Rockstars was that certain subtitles give you Billy when he speaks.
Right.
So they have his parents cast as characters
so the
in the
characters
show that we haven't seen yet.
His character's name is like, no matter what, his name is Billy, and it starts with a J or something. Because I know they were making reference to that because
It's not Tommy. I'm Timmy.
Yeah, but the actor, and I made the same thing. I said the same thing to Dad. Granted, Andrew Garfield did the same thing for Multiverse of Madness, but the kid has been very adamant that he is not playing that version of
I mean, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire said they were not coming back for Spider-Man under any way, shape, or form, and they both came back for Spider-Man.
Hugh Jackman said it because he was contractually obligated to say it because he ended everything, and it's like, I gotta wait.
I was gonna say, I know that's not fucking set in stone or means anything, because they got
I think that the kid is a manifestation of the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, Dad was telling me this theory this morning.
I think it's the Scarlet Witch. I think it's the Scarlet Witch making Agatha believe that it's
her son,
so that she can travel down the road and get her body back and resurrect herself.
I like that.
My only
dark as fuck.
Yeah, because the dead body that's appearing keeps. I think. Okay.
It could also be. We saw that red flash at the end of Multiverse of Madness where Scarlet dies, but we never saw her die. That could have been her casting a spell on herself to save herself, become this form or whatever.
Agatha, without knowing, in WandaVision says that there's a whole chapter dedicated to you, not realizing the entire fucking book is dedicated to the Scarlet Witch. So I don't think she had enough information as to what was going on. And I think the only way for her to destroy every copy must have been to destroy herself. But there's a way to undo, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But I don't think Agatha was aware of what the Darkhold actually was, and I don't think any witch, other than the sorcerers, not the witches, motherfucking magicians,
Sorcerer Supreme,
Sorcerer Supreme,
because they have a copy of the Darkhold.
Yes,
it's locked up in.
They're not supposed to read it because of its corruption, but it's proven that you have to know what's in it in order to.
I was gonna say,
But anyway, so I could see that as being a thing, and I also think we'll get some weird scene where Doctor Strange is like doing something normal or average, and then his eye fucking opens up and
freaks. Well,
like he'll have a moment where he's like, "Uh-oh, I gotta go."
My curiosity would be though,
because there's one more movie, right?
For Doctor Strange,
No, for one more thing that's going to tie this in.
Oh, TV shows? Yeah, it's the Vision show.
Yeah.
The White Vision show. I don't know if it's actually gotten a name yet.
Yeah.
Because Dowie has all the memories.
Yeah,
He looks so grumpy.
he does. But
I request elaboration. I'm like,
My-
whoa!
my only curiosity with you bringing up Doctor Strange is Multiverse of Madness. The end credit scene is him and the other chick. I can't remember her name.
Charlize Theron.
Cutting into
Callisto or Calypso?
Calypso, yeah, something like that.
I think.
But her cutting
Calypso.
into the where Dormammu is, whatever the fuck that area
Yeah.
is called,
Yeah.
and they jump through it. So unless this takes place after that movie or that event would take place, he
What?
technically wouldn't be in Earth
That's
616.
We don't know where the fuck
Well,
he is anymore.
I know that. I'm just saying the last we see, he left this dimension. So, granted, that could also, they could have him show up in this and then explain everything that happened in that if they're not planning to make a movie about that.
Yeah.
Here's a thought process that I just thought of while we're reading this, because Rockstars kept saying that this was going to be a very much mirror of the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, yeah.
Like they're going down the road, and they're
They're off to
witches.
see the wizard!
Yeah. What
Doctor
if?
Strange.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what?
Witch's Road is really just a backdoor to Comertage. It's like, what are you guys doing here?
What if?
What?
What if the flip side of that is that not that he's ever pictured, because remember Thanos was never pictured until later. What if they get to the end of the road and the wizard's doom?
Or Mephisto.
That's what it's
We've
going to
been
be.
waiting. That's what we're waiting on.
I was
don't-
actually going to bring up, do you guys think Mephisto's going to show up in this?
I don't know. I don't.
Because when
Wasn't
the
New
kid
York
first,
when they talk about, wasn't there an image of Mephisto?
he's the
somewhere?
devil.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so that's
So,
He's
that's
the imagery-
scratch.
yeah.
Yeah,
well,
the imagery.
and
was-
now I'm going to get to that.
Through-
When
yeah,
Nicholas
most
was
of the
trying
show.
to say his name, and before I'd ever watched New Rockstar, their breakdown video, I heard an M, not an N. So I honestly thought he was going to say Mephisto.
Okay, so the squiggly line that
It looks like an M or a W.
or a mix of the two.
Yeah.
But I wonder if that's just not like the rune, like some weird fucking rune, and it's not necessarily like an implication of whose initials that cast the spell, more so the spell itself that was cast.
I could see that.
But what if they get to the end of the road and it's like she went there once by herself
Yes.
and she had to make a sacrifice, and it is implied that she had to sacrifice her son. What if she gets to the end and there's Nicholas Scratch sitting there guiding the fucking Salem 7 to push her to get this shit together to get to the end of it? And
Bring
then
him back.
to bring him back, they'll probably find Lorna Wu's mom or some shit there too, and then all hell breaks loose. For us, this will be like I don't know, like a
So-
little sideline fucking mission.
I
shit.
honestly,
Okay.
because that would make complete sense as to why
Yeah.
the Salem 7 are chasing her, and like they
It's
don't
more
actually.
of a motivator, push her
I
down
was
the
gonna say they don't
fucking hole
come after
instead.
her ever until they are about to go down the witch's
Yes.
road, and they don't follow her down the witch's road. They don't go after
I
Agatha.
don't think they made it in time.
Probably not.
But-
They're
like,
the monkeys. They're the monkeys.
yeah,
of the
Okay,
Wizard of
so
Oz.
what are they? They're also 7 fucking witches. They're more than
Yeah.
a full coven. They could open the door 2 seconds later.
yeah,
All
Yeah.
they got to do is probably.
yeah. That's what I was saying.
Ah.
They're pushing them in.
It's
They're
open.
pushing them in.
Yeah.
It makes complete sense.
So through all of this, as we go, and I brought this up before you guys, I think, came in. So we're gonna go through all this, and there's weird shit's happening, and they sang the song, and
That's
The
her
song
name.
was a
Straight
banger.
Bob.
Yeah.
Fucking banger.
yeah,
So
they're
good.
they're going, so you're gonna find
Ooh,
the
we're
singers.
singing now.
You're gonna find the singer, and you're going to the end, and you're gonna find the wizard, and blah blah blah. Who is Kitty gonna end up actually being? Because there's no way.
She's gonna be herself,
Yeah.
and she will follow along. She will survive, and then because she made the length of the witch's road, she will gain powers and become a witch of a coven. Like
An
she
earth
will
witch.
be a part of that coven.
Okay.
And
It
you
makes
know
sense that
damn
she
well.
could be a green witch, even though that they
She was potting her fucking plants and giving us
at
a lesson.
nighttime. Wait, no, it was during the day. It was during the day. Never
But
mind.
also,
She hit the kid with her car at night.
At night, yeah.
New Rockstars makes they give us the information and it's said in the show. You don't have to be a witch. You just have to be witchy enough, which means like you, my fiance,
Just
would
witchy
pass
Yeah.
witchy enough.
Thank you.
And then like you
I
said,
hope I can get in.
well, you'd be a wizardy enough because it's even though
Wait,
it's the
here's
witch, it's
Warlocky now.
warlock. That's it.
Yeah,
But
well,
here's-
I need a
But here's the thing.
contract with a demon or something.
There's not to say that it wouldn't be incredible if we get to the end of all this and she really was just nobody, but
I would
like-
love it.
she interjects herself somehow into getting like hits the kid, and then all of a sudden she just happens to be outside when she needs a garden witch, a green witch.
Yeah,
Like
witch.
What if she
She's
is
always
a-
there.
what
at
if she
nighttime.
really is somebody and something, and like
What if
because she's
One of the Salem Seven and was just a part of pushing
She's
them.
a descendant. What if she's a descendant, like a long lost sibling?
No, I want her to just be herself. I hope, like,
I hope
she
as
just
a
random,
comic
yeah.
relief of just like, oh,
Yeah, just a random fucking.
she's just a random
Again,
fucking.
We're singing now.
Yeah,
I love it.
I would
She-
also
every
like
time,
to.
every time they cut to her, I was already starting to laugh because I knew whatever she was gonna say was just gonna be just dumb and funny.
Yeah, and yeah, it was good. Yeah,
it was fantastic.
yeah, it
I
really
defi-
was.
I
I
really-
love how they're bringing the colors into it. Like you got to have the. I mean,
Maybe we're not supposed
obviously,
to talk about colors.
each witch has her own thing. I
Green
like that.
witch, you know, potions. They all have specialties.
Right.
What kind of witch would you be, Nick?
I kill plants, so that wouldn't work. I'd probably have to be the potion one.
Levi, are you the green witch?
No,
I'm most
Yeah,
definitely the
there's
green
the
witch.
I was gonna say I've had very little plant growing experience, and the plants I've tried to grow are kind of hard to grow. So
I'm be whichever one flies the best. Whatever fucking.
yeah, you and your sky.
Yeah.
I have a
Well,
biggest
we need
fly
to have
trap.
we
I
need to
was
have like
flying.
we need to have that one that's in tune with the future and stuff. The
Future.
Hey, whichever one's
The
surrounded by death, because a lot of things tend to die
deviation.
around me.
Is that
divination?
divination?
That's the blue one.
Yeah.
That's Levi.
Yeah.
You're gonna die in 7 days if you do not cut the fucking
Twig.
yeah.
Yeah. She was
This
good
is a
too.
9-episode series.
It's
by the way.
9?
I'm fucking ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Okay,
that
cool.
means that we're already 2 down.
Yeah,
We're
I know.
almost over.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
God.
We only have
Oh, my
7 more
God.
left.
I think each of these series, because WandaVision was 9, this one's going to be
Yeah.
9. The Vision one will probably be 9, making 27 episodes of
Right.
a fucking trilogy, which is insane.
So, and then the next thing after this is like, so if we keep with the sacred timeline, the next one after this is Captain America.
Yeah, but okay. So, do you think Deadpool Wolverine has anything to pull from this because of the Nexus being dying in their timeline? Do you think this main primary timeline is going to decay because, like, Scarlet Witch was the Nexus being? Maybe Vision and her Agatha have to get Scarlet Witch back to save the timeline, the sacred fucking timeline.
No, but here's going to be my question. to
So
that.
you think
They
that
make-
Scarlet Witch is the anchor person? The anchor?
Well, because see,
she's a Nexus being.
she's a Nexus being, but the anchor being was always perceived to be Tony Stark, and he died. But
the world's not dying.
but the world's not dying because maybe she was the next Nexus being because she is literally the most powerful being in all of the multiverse.
Well, in Deadpool and Wolverine, it's brought up 2 things. One, there is only one anchor being. Like, they showed you can replace him, but in each universe,
that's
out of
what I
everyone
mean.
that's born, there's only one anchor being.
The
If
only
you
reason they
replace it,
allowed
though.
it was the TVA.
Yes.
The TVA allowed that to happen because of what
But
was
also,
Well, and that's what
it
I'm
won't.
wondering.
It doesn't matter who
Did
our
the
anchor
TVA
being is.
intentionally do that once Tony Stark dies, they're like, all right, this was the timeline we needed to preserve. So they're like, all right, now that Tony's dead, she's the anchor being.
I could see that, but at the same time, as of right now, it doesn't matter.
And it's
because
more
we don't
of like
have,
a passed off thing.
We don't have Paradox. We don't. He's not in charge of our timeline. The only reason Deadpool's timeline was dying so fast is because Paradox wanted it gone now. He works in efficiency. He doesn't do what they do now, where they just
So
let
you
it
think
die
our
out.
world is dying? It's just dying really slow.
Well, yeah, they say it takes thousands of years for it to die. So it doesn't matter who our It will one day if we jump into
that
the
would
future.
be ours. The sacred timeline is still the loop.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, but what
Even
I'm
though it's-
even though it's broken and stranded out, but what I'm saying is it doesn't matter if Tony was it or Wanda was it. They're both dead. We don't know if Wanda's dead, but as far as we're concerned, until we see her again, she's dead.
Yeah.
But it still would take, unless for one of these movies they jump 2,000, 3,000 years in the future, that's the only point in which it matters if our anchor being's dead. Because they make it very apparent. The only reason Paradox got in trouble from the TVA is because he sped up the decaying of that universe.
Well,
Right.
let's see what kind of crazy shit Cable lives through.
Yeah,
That might help shed some light
that too.
later, but we gotta wait for more X-Men.
Yeah, they.
I think Rockstars is onto something with the fact that Fantastic Four is going to be what brings the X-Men in
Do you think
that
Agatha?
universe.
Do you think Agatha will be there with the Fantastic Four since she has a history with it? Do you think it'll be
In their universe,
But
there will be.
because she already knows Monica, and there's just a space or astronaut connection.
Yeah.
Now the Fantastic Four, they've been kind of semi-confirmed that they're in Deadpool's universe, right? 838.
It's not their universe. They're in a whole separate universe.
They're in a whole separate
Yeah.
It
universe.
is a whole separate universe.
So 616 is the sacred timeline,
And we have
then
no-
Deadpool is 838.
And
Yes.
626 is Stitch.
626 is Stitch.
Yeah.
And then now what?
We haven't been confirmed.
What is
but
the Sony verse?
Experiments.
We don't know.
But I thought we did. I
That's
think
the
in Venom
Disney
2
plan.
we found out which
Disney
one it was.
universe.
It don't matter. They're not Marvel. They don't get to decide what universe they are. They can say whatever they want to, but they don't get to choose that. It's the Marvel universe, not the Sony Marvel universe.
Yeah.
They can make any
It's
reference
part
they
of
want,
the
and Marvel can go,
X-Men set,
I don't
like
give a
the-
fuck.
No.
No.
But
No, that was
That was
the big thing we don't know is what is the
Same
difference
seven.
in the Fantastic Four universe to our universe as to why it's different. Because we already know, or we don't know for a fact, but Stephen Strange makes reference when the 616 Stephen Strange makes reference when he sees John Krasinski's Mr. Fantastic. He's like, oh, didn't you guys chart in the 70s? Which means that in their universe, they were around during the 60s and 70s. Because he knows of them.
Oh.
So they've already been in our universe. They're not the reason why it's a separate universe. There's some other reason why it's what is the what if that created this branch? That's what we know.
Right.
Is it the X-Men?
Well-
Was it mutants in general?
You gotta remember, Doctor Strange has seen 14 million different
That's true,
fucking
too.
things. So he's like, I don't know what's real anymore.
But
I was
what-
just making jokes.
And
That is
what-
true too.
What universe was that they jumped to?
And that's 838. That's
Yeah.
when he sees John. That's the Illuminati's universe.
So that's
that's
The
Deadpool's.
Prime universe. Prime versions of different fucking, Prime Iron Man, Prime fucking everybody.
no. I know it's not Deadpool's.
Which one's Deadpool?
838's not, because that's too super futuristic for Deadpool.
Yeah.
Deadpool was in Logan.
It has more than 3 digits.
Deadpool was in Logan's universe. Because that's why he was able to get to his
Yeah.
grave. The movie Logan.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't remember the number. 10015.
That sounds.
Yeah, 10005.
Oh,
Yep.
sorry, I was
Yeah.
one off.
I was like,
Ah!
I was gonna say it sounded right.
Fucking A.
That is the universe. That is the universe with
That's the Fox
Deadpool
X-Men.
and that's Deadpool and Deadpool and Wolverine and all the X-Men
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
So is my
Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
what?
Sorry. We had to
Is that Star
stumble-
Trek?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We had
which
to
is
trip up that
Patrick
youngin'.
Stewart, which is Professor X.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not seen Star Trek, so
Wouldn't that have been funny in Logan if he's like, yes, I'm Jean-Luc Picard, and this is my first name.
He just completely broke.
Yeah, it's fuck.
Speaking of references in Deadpool, did you know that they had fully shot Miss Marvel and or not Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel and She-Hulk cameos, but Ryan Reynolds forced them to take it out?
Oh, really?
Because he didn't want it to ruin his movie, was his exact quote. He knew everyone would hate those two references and hate those two coming into the movie, so he told them, nope, you're not ruining my movie. Because he knows how many people on the internet absolutely hate them. He's said he doesn't have an issue with them.
I fucking love both of them.
I was going to say, I enjoyed both of them.
Yeah, staying in their respective lanes.
Yeah. But I just think about the mass amount of money that was wasted on both. Because they CGI'd it. They shot it.
I think they do. I think the way they film Marvel movies is far different than anything they film.
Probably.
Because they probably filmed that at the end of... It was probably technically extra scene. It was tacked on in a contract as extra scenes on the Marvels. And then it was also like, they probably right at the end of the scenes for She-Hulk, they're like, all right, we're going to get a bunch of these in case we want to use them for future projects. And you have to sign off on it, and that's part of your contract. So I don't think necessarily that it was a waste. It was more so Disney getting their money's worth out of the fucking actors, which is probably a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know shit. I'm not an actor.
So I'm going to bring it back because I also have a question about Rockstar because I didn't. So, okay. Rockstar's covered the first episode, and the second episode.
Mainly just the first, though.
Is the end credits for the first and the second episode the same? Because they didn't cover the end credits for the second episode.
I think they're all the same.
There isn't any special ones for the second one.
There's nothing for
I thought it was I thought it was just the same.
Or was it the same?
I don't watch the end credit scenes
because there was a shit ton of Easter eggs in the first one.
Anything special in the second end credits because I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch. No, I think they.
Yeah, because Rockstar's covers the episode, but then they don't cover the end credits.
I thought they used a generic, no fucking flashy picture kind of.
Oh,
credit.
Like the Agatha All Along in the woods.
No, they do the full credits again in episode 2.
Is it the same one?
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I don't remember because I didn't really thoroughly.
That's episode 1.
Shout out to Irene Ray from Rochester, Indiana.
Yep.
The Witch of Rochester.
That's what I was getting to.
Dude, I was so hyped when
it's the same exact
Okay.
end
Well,
credits.
no, this is episode 1. This is episode 1.
Okay. Well, then what are you wasting my time
I'm looking at it so that way I can fucking make sure it's the same fucking thing, dickhead.
Calm down. It's okay.
It's the same one because I saw the Simpsons reference.
In the
There's that
Yeah,
reference.
it is the same one.
Yeah, it's the same
Okay,
exact
it's
one.
the same stuff. No, the whole Irene Ray got me fucking
I know.
hyped.
I
Because
immediately
I'm like,
wrote it in my
dude.
notes to bring up.
I got a
Dude,
text message.
what if they come to fucking
I have no idea what he's
Rochester?
talking about.
Oh, dude, that would be
That'd
awesome.
Crazy film some shit in Rochester. I'd be there. I'd be like, you need some guy that kind of vaguely looks like Wolverine in the background you can make a joke about. You're off skinny to be a Wolverine, you know? I don't know, give me something.
You're a little small to
Rochester
be
people,
Wolverine.
Yeah.
They had witches.
Give me cast.
A couple years back, they had the Ku Klux Klan that just rolled in town.
Right,
I'm like,
right. Yeah.
The Ku Klux Klan has been a founding part of this state forever.
Oh my god,
So-
I didn't think we'd make it here today.
Oh, they're still... Dude, they were handing out flyers not too long ago.
It just stands out because it's like they chose that town out of all the towns.
So,
They
we're
circle
trying
back.
to talk about witches in Rochester. We're not trying to tell people to stay the fuck out of it because the Klan's here.
No, it's a great town.
It's
I don't know what they're talking
They have a lake.
Jeez.
They have good restaurants.
So,
Terrible.
They-
did anybody Google Irene Ray?
I did not.
No, I want to look up some stuff on her.
So I googled
we
it.
should all have to write an essay.
I googled it.
You don't want to see my essays.
I
Teachers
kinda
hated
do.
my essays.
That means I want to see it.
And
You've
She was actually-
500 words
they got
by Tuesday.
her family got kicked out of Plymouth and had to settle in Rochester. And Logansport, the article that I was
Plymouth.
the rest of that article that they had posted in the credits The rest of that actually mentions Logansport Fair's Tribune as having, like, doing a full news story on her getting
Dude, that's
booted
awesome.
out.
I'm
of-
going to the library.
Yeah,
I'm going to look at the lithograph.
her getting booted out
Is
of
that
Did you
Rochester.
go to the
Is
state,
it the
or
lithographs?
the state hospital? Because I mean, we have the state hospital. Did they just like whack-a-do? I don't know.
I'm gonna
No,
find it. I'm gonna find it.
she didn't think she was a witch.
Yeah.
Like, the town claimed that she was.
Well, this is how
And
the
then-
witch trials went, Dad.
Then her and her family left Rochester and they went to Manitou Lake.
Like that.
Lake Manitou.
Yeah, and then her and her husband, well, they were hit by a car,
Holy fuck.
and she died, and he was in critical condition, and that's kind of where I left at. Yeah, no, like somebody hit her with a car and killed her.
Motherfucking Van Helsing.
Yeah.
Motherfucking
Yeah.
piece of
So,
shit.
like, it says she was killed. Like, she was killed.
I'm
Like,
so
somebody hit her with a
surprised
car.
that, because you brought up, I figured
Wow.
witches, and she got tried as a witch, this was like 1800s. That was like, no, this happened in like 1938.
It was 1938.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
I
like
was like-
yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, what the
My
fuck?
grandfather was alive.
Yeah, like less than 100 years ago,
Yeah.
Rochester was like
just shows you how
actively
fast-
You're rich,
trying.
hit her with your car!
It just shows you how redneck and backwoods
Yeah.
Indiana still is.
We
Like-
don't burn them, we just
Like,
hit 'em
they
with our
claimed
cars,
that she
fine.
was giving people diseases and
And
like
cursing them with bad luck, and
Oh my
They
god.
probably broke the mirror. Someone probably didn't wash their hands, and
someone didn't
They-
wash their
they
hands.
needed someone to blame. This poor woman.
Dude, the witch trials are something
I
else.
just figured out. I think I've got all the witchy enough people in our community in my head. I was just thinking about it. I'm married to one of them.
yeah, one article in the
I'm married to
Logansport
one of
Tribune.
them.
Yeah,
They were forced from a nearby town in Plymouth before finding themselves in rather dire circumstances in Rochester. They were on welfare.
Yeah, well, the fucking people
Kept
treat
kicking
it like
up,
that.
The rumors started. Soon they spread like wildfire. At first, the townsfolk merely murmured about the witch, but after the sudden illness of Georgia Conrad, those murmurs became shouts. Irene had been trying to purchase some antiques from Georgia and made several visits to her house to pressure the 24-year-old into selling them. On one of these visits, it said that Irene slipped into Georgia's bedroom and plucked some of her hairs from her brush and pronounced, "You'll be sorry soon." Georgia fell faint and was soon diagnosed as having a leaking heart valve.
Fuck.
Another alleged victim of Mrs. Ray was Chief of Police Clay Sheets.
Chief of police.
After the chief oversaw the removal of Irene's granddaughter from her home due to charges against morals of the household, newspapers reported that dancing with rage, Irene screamed, "You are just a tool of that night woman and you will be sorry too." A few days later, Chief Sheets died of what appeared to be a heart attack. In addition to human hearts, she was accused of hexing one man's crops, made a habit of taking a shortcut through a field owned by Mr. Friday Castle,
It's a dope name.
who didn't appreciate the alleged witch trespassing on his property. When he confronted her, she ran her eyes back and forth over the patch until they had covered every inch. Then she said, "It won't make a bit of difference now whether anybody walks on it or not." According to Castle, no potatoes sprouted that spring.
So I gotta be honest. After learning everything I can about witches in my lifetime, I think it would have been very beneficial if we had just let these bitches pass on by. Like,
you
hey,
just
are
want
you
to sell
good?
your antique. Like, she probably would have paid you the money.
Yeah.
She was
Do you need to sit
accused.
down and
She was
have a
accused of
drink on your
inducing
walk?
insomnia, nervous indigestion, fires, floods, and more.
Insomnia and nervous
using-
indigestion are just anxiety issues.
Using voodoo dolls.
These people were paranoid because this lady was just different from them, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god!" They were just
I'd be like,
uneducated.
lady,
Do you know
I
the-
seek your protection. Do you need shelter? on
Wait,
your
so who
travel
had the heart
through my
attack? Was
field?
Chief
he a
of
large
police.
man?
Chief, right.
Was he
right.
eating
Yeah.
freaking Crisco? It's
How
the
old was
30s.
he?
I don't know when that came
Yeah.
out in like the 50s or something because it was better for you. I'm sure.
Do you know the fun theory of what possibly started the Salem witch trials?
Diarrhea.
Kind of. They were all hallucinating.
Ah.
So, ergot is the main ingredient for LSD.
Okay.
And it grows on wheat, which is what is grown in Salem and was grown back then. And it is recorded in history that they had an early frost. And an early frost can cause your wheat fields to be infested with ergot. Ergot doesn't kill you, but it'll make you hallucinate like a motherfucker.
Oh, let's go get some weed.
So it's kind of a running
trippy bread.
Yeah, it's a running theory that they
Okay.
used all of that wheat that was filled with ergot,
Oh, wow.
was making bread, and for months on end was essentially tripping sack on ergot, and just started believing that all these girls
Sarah
were witches.
Crocker was just.
I ain't a witch, you stupid fuck. You've been eating moldy wheat.
Yeah.
You've been eating moldy wheat. And she's like, you know, like that's what they hear. Oh my god, kill her. Burn her alive.
Yeah, Irene was hit by a car and died from the injuries.
Surely, if she's not a witch, she can breathe underwater. Don't.
This was the headline in the Ferris Tribune, November 5th, 1938. Women accused of witchcraft fatally hurt.
Well,
So,
Fatally hurt.
murder?
yeah.
Hit by a car, you dumb son of a bitch.
We got one, guys. That's
It's
what they
just-
were
yeah.
trying to say.
Yeah.
That was their polite way of saying, we got her, boys.
Well, we got one. Yeah, it's amazing.
Jesus
She
Christ.
looks like the fucking lady
Nice.
off the Goonies.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
She looks like the lady off the Goonies.
The old lady?
Yeah.
There's another
Yeah.
one I haven't seen.
Yeah. Hey, you guys.
It's alright, they're making a second one, so
Yeah.
you have time to
Are they
watch it.
really?
Yes, they've confirmed all of the.
So this is my hot take on things.
All of them are coming back as adults?
I ain't
Yes.
watching.
Am I the only one who's you guys
Yeah,
have?
I haven't seen that.
Yes, and I think it's like Goonies.
Our
It's,
head's filled with all kinds of stupid shit.
See, my
Yeah.
hot take is kind of like they're making Happy Gilmore too. Just
That
don't.
came out of nowhere.
Just don't. Just stop.
That was like, what?
Just-
Oh, that's real? That wasn't that wasn't an AI image I seen?
I get that I don't like Adam Sandler, but people consider these movies classics and amazing.
just kidding. It's
Leave him the
live.
fuck
It's-
alone.
Oh, no.
It's bunked.
It's
It's
bunked.
bunked.
Debunked.
Debunked.
Okay.
It's not happening.
Debunked.
Good. God damn it.
No.
Like,
When
I
I seen that, I was like, that could be cringy.
Yeah.
see, my thing is always,
Yeah,
especially.
We just watched Feldman.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine him in a movie.
It'd probably be better than him and...
on
On
stage.
stage.
Yeah, don't hand him a guitar.
Don't hand him the microphone.
He would wanna play his music in that video. I'm
He'd
sure.
be like, I do it, but only if you play my band's music.
Yeah, I want the whole soundtrack.
Yeah. And they'd be like, okay. And then not do it. And they're like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And he'd be like, you're right. And go...
So do you think I'll keep it on music. Do you think that song,
We need more music.
that song from the first from the Witches Road song, do you think it
We've
do you
heard
think it
3
charts?
We heard 3 versions.
We heard
of it.
3. Do you
If
think it
fucking...
Best chart.
If Let It Go can get big, then this can.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, do you think
I
it
want to
can-
listen to it right now.
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
I'm gonna add it to my.
I'm gonna be
playlist.
cynical, and as much as I would love it to chart, and like I just said earlier, I want more songs and music in this. You brought it up in our group chat. I already have a feeling with some of the hate this show is getting for some of their choices.
Dude, that's fucking bullshit.
Oh, I agree. It's fucking stupid.
Which
to
has
bring it up,
always been
the fucking
lesbians.
the team that we've been talking about is gay.
They always been lesbians. We knew this.
Yeah, and witches
fucking
are
knew it.
not just lesbians, but like I was telling Dad, they're almost kind of pansexual. Like they don't give
Yeah.
a fuck, man, woman, what the fuck it is. Like
Yeah.
witches have always been that kind of way. It's like
If you have a
And they didn't cast ugly
sexual
people.
desire,
you know?
you'll get it done.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's
Right.
fine.
I mean, they're witches.
yeah, they're witches.
You're born with a couple ways to figure that shit out. Just
Fingers.
making a joke.
But
Yeah.
I can see people like I haven't seen it. You made reference in our group chat that you had seen
Yeah,
people
there's
bitching
a
about
lot
it.
of backlash and toxic postings on Facebook, and it's like one of those things. I just want to remind people to quit. Fucking watch it before you speak.
Well,
Don't be so
yeah.
stupid to get all butt hurt about somebody not making a fucking television show for you specifically.
I also
Watch it
was
first,
like,
because it's great.
until I
Yeah.
watched New Rockstars, like I had heard his phone ring, but like I said, I was playing Magic, and I didn't see that as a vital thing to be staring at, so I didn't even see that it had Boif on it. And when he popped up, I was like, okay, I can tell he's a little fruity. But oh fuck it, like they don't make a big deal out of this shit, and even if they did, who just fucking cares?
Just kind of seemed like an emo kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I took him as. First, just an emo fucking.
Do you know how frou-frou those kids were?
Right.
It didn't matter because they were just themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Us emo kids are kind of fruity.
Yeah.
We are pretty fruity.
Look, come on, I was a theater emo kid. I'm a little.
I was also in theater. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any of it. I did see where it got a really good review for Rotten Tomatoes. Like it's it's like 84% positive or something like that on Rotten
Now is that
Tomatoes.
critic or
Probably critic?
I'm not gonna look at the fucking audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm not even gonna look at Rotten Tomatoes.
But
see, I don't.
It's
only when other people.
The only thing that is valuable to me is moviepoopshoot.com.
The only thing that is valuable to me is what I see with my own two eyes and what I think with my own fucking brain.
I enjoyed
everyone else's
Acolyte,
reviews,
so I'm gonna enjoy this
Yeah.
show, and we're getting a sequel to this no matter what.
There was-
which is good, so
yeah, we're getting the Vision show no matter what, and no matter what, Marvel's very picky. Like, everyone says they love to produce shit and that their movies have fallen off or whatever. But they are still very picky, Kevin Feige specifically, about what is done in their shows and their movies.
Whether or not they make the right decision, they are trying their goddamnedest to make sure we fucking like it and it's a good cohesive story. And then when we don't and it's too much to listen to, they're like, fire him! He beat his wife!
or his girlfriend,
yeah,
or whoever, Kang. Yeah, and
honestly,
let's bring back Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. Oh my God, he saved us the first time. You know, like
we're bringing him back for round 2.
What if it's a whole big haha jokes on you?
What if it's
a silent Iron Man casting?
So we had
and he's not actually Doctor Doom. He's like flourish, you know,
flourish.
WandaVision reference.
So we had what was it? The first set was, what do they call the first? The Avengers, not phase 1, but the first like 4 phases were
phase 1.
That's the Infinity Saga.
The Infinity Saga. Now we're in the multiverse saga.
Yeah.
And then the next one is
we're out of it.
No, I thought we were still in.
We're out of this is the last of the multiverse saga.
Like we are right at the end of the multiverse saga.
So what's the next one is the mutant saga?
Mutants.
Or
I thought
well, it's Secret Wars / Mutants.
I thought
Secret Wars would be a part of the multiverse.
I thought Secret Wars was part of the multiverse.
So and Kevin Feige, I believe, I could be misremembering this, but I believe he made mention that after Secret Wars and all of this is when we are getting mutants into the MCU.
I think it's a part of it, but I don't know if it's directly called the mutant phase.
Right. I don't know if it's called that, but like I know that's when we are getting them heavily introduced.
It's the fantastic phase. I don't know. That's not it either.
Are you looking it up?
Multiverse saga.
The saga of Dirty Joe is a much better saga.
It's going to end with Secret Wars. It actually says Armor Wars, but I don't think they're making that. So Secret Wars
was the Vision show. I thought.
No, Armor Wars.
Oh no, that
is War Machine.
Yeah.
So it ends with Secret Wars.
Secret, I got a secret.
God damn it!
Nice.
I didn't expect that one.
It was preceded by the Infinity Saga.
Does it list what's the next saga?
It does not list what the next saga was, but I thought that the Mutant Saga was what they were calling the next one.
I don't think it was called the Mutant Saga.
Sega. Sorry.
God damn it.
Sega.
How much time are we at?
We are at 54.
Do you have to pee?
Yeah.
Yep. We have both consumed 12 ounces of...
Okay.
There is no... Like, at least what I'm seeing...
Confirmed. Kevin Feige, 2 months ago, confirmed that the next saga will be the Mutant Saga.
Okay. So it is.
So it is.
Yes. Whether they call it the Mutant Saga or not.
All right. Got some pints.
I got a pint.
All right. Okay.
Just kidding. I don't know.
All right.
Pizza
Well,
beans.
I like
just for
those.
future reference, I think that we all
Yeah.
like turtles,
Yeah.
and that we
you.
enjoyed the first 2
Yeah.
episodes of Agatha. All Along.
Fantastic.
It was great. It was awesome.
Yeah, I was happy to rewatch WandaVision too.
Yeah, I have
I
not
need to
rewatched
rewatch
that.
it.
Provoking.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So anyway, we're gonna wrap this up so everybody can do what they need to do. And then, so I'm Nick,
I'm Ralph Boner.
I'm Levi.
I'm Alix.
and this has been this episode of Pints and Pages. See you next time.
Bye.